On this episode, we're recapping the second half of our recent Disney trip, including our stay at All-Star Sports, nighttime fun at Hollywood Studios, and a full breakdown of our EPCOT rope drop strategy. Today's March 14th, 2025, and this is episode 754 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys! Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, in addition to live streams from the parks and our weekly live show, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. Are you ready for your bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
So today is a good morning.
It's a fun morning.
Yeah, but
Right?
a good morning because the time change and everything has kind of... I hate it. I'm going to start off by saying this is the one I absolutely hate because I always come home in the dark. So I don't want to wake up in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So today was a good morning. No alarm set. So I woke up and I knew I'd still wake up around 8:30 or 8:45. Excuse me, 7:30, 7:45. So I woke up and checked my phone and come to find out on our website, I see that Epic Universe is selling one-day tickets. And this is what we were kind of waiting for because they were selling tickets before, but you had to buy
you had to buy the 3-day
Yeah.
packages. So you had to do 2 days at the other parks, and then you had 1 day at Epic, and then of course they did annual pass holder single day tickets. But we're no longer annual pass holders.
Right.
So what we've been waiting for is, as Rhonda said, the regular single day tickets. So our wonderful writer. Blogger John Self had all the information this morning, put it on mainstmagic.com. That's where you can go for all the latest news. Everything is right there on the front page for you to look at. You can find all about the single-day ticket sales, all other sales, Epic Universe and everything. And we're going to go. We went ahead and got tickets. So
we got tickets there, and then we're going to stay at Helios.
Yeah.
So we will bring all this to you, but unfortunately not until December.
Yeah. I think that'll be so. Our if you've heard our best friends Rob and Tina and their kids, they're going on December 1st. They had already purchased tickets as single day tickets for being pass holders.
Let's be honest, we're this far into our friendship. They're just family.
Yes, yeah. So
you've known them for 45 years.
I have. So we were like, all right, well, let's go look. We want to go with them, and so we went ahead. We got tickets for that day for our little family, and then we'll stay at Helios Grand the night before. And we went ahead and did a theme park view. So that we have because Sunday we'll just hang out. And so we'll get to check out the hotel and all of that. We'll get to look into Epic Universe, watch fireworks and stuff that night. Of course, bring all of that information to you guys. Yes. And then if you are interested, of course, in Epic Universe or Universal in general or anywhere in the world, you can go to mainstmagic.com/travel. Check out Amy, our wonderful travel advisor with MEI Travel.
Yes.
Go ahead and there's a form there for a free quote. Your fee-free, no obligation quote, in fact. So go ahead and fill that out. If you want to experience Epic, you can go ahead and do
I'm
that.
excited.
I'm very excited. And I think December
looks cool.
actually, I would love to go sooner.
I would too.
But December will actually be awesome. We got to assume that they're going to have Christmas decor. You know, the weather should be beautiful. I think it'll be amazing. And it's a Monday, so, maybe no one will be there.
Okay.
And there are, in case you're worried, like, oh, man, I'm not going to be able to go. It's not sold out. Everything is available. Single-day tickets for general public start in June. But even, I believe I saw that even for the package deals, that opening day is not sold out for some of the 3-day package deals. So I'm very, very interested and excited to see how all this goes. Brand new theme park, state of the art, everything. They've been doing some team member previews. They're going to do friends and family here, team members soon. They're going to do annual pass holder previews. Everything, of course, we're hearing is just incredible. I've read from several people that Monsters Unchained is the greatest theme park experience in the world.
It's exciting.
I don't know if those people have been to every theme park in the world, but I got to believe them, and it's going to be incredible. So very interested to see how everything goes.
Yeah.
Are you going to go on December 1st, months into opening on a Monday, and still wait God knows how long in lines? Is it going to, I'm just interested to see how it operates. So, but we're not talking about Epic Universe today. We're not talking about Universal today. We're going to finish up our little brief trip from last weekend where our focus was Flower and Garden Festival.
Yes,
and
it
if
was.
you go to the last episode, you can hear a wonderful 2 hours of that. I know I said something then. I'll apologize again. I messed up those notes as far as what is new and what is not. It was my dumb fault for not just going and comparing those notes, but we were limited time to record it with John directly and go, all right, what was new? Because it varies from Disney's site to other sites. We take all of our information from Disney. So that's what we went by. But then I started comparing menus to last year, and I don't know, but you still get a full review, full coverage of pretty much every booth there and a big majority of the dishes. So
Yeah, and then this weekend we are going to finish up some of the new ones that we did not get.
yeah, we'll figure out a way to squeeze those in because we have a lot to eat this weekend already. We did the 2 dining packages Friday and Saturday for
right.
Blue October. And then, we're doing Sunday. I think we're doing breakfast at Chef Mickey's. We're doing lunch at Sanaa. We're going to
Oh my goodness.
get the 411 on rope dropping the California Grill bar / lounge, which we're going to go for a late night treat. Well, not late night. They open at 5, but for little treat, see what kind of non-alcoholic beverages they're providing up there. We got a new friend who is working, and so we want to go see him as well.
Not a new friend.
Well, yeah, we have
An
a
old
friend. Yes, we
friend.
do have an old friend that is working, but new to California Grill.
Correct.
So we do want to go see him and all. And that's the night we're staying at Contemporary with the theme park view.
Yeah, and in the tower.
Yeah. So we'll bring all that to you guys, of course. Hit subscribe Tuesday, Friday, get all this info. But today let's cover in the rest of last weekend. And I'll tell you right now, there's going to be kind of a smorgasbord of an episode. We've had a very, very busy week. We have a very busy day tomorrow. We still got to pack. Then we leave tomorrow morning. We don't come back till Monday afternoon. So we threw together some information based on my iPhone notes from last weekend. And that's what we're going to talk about. But let's start with All-Star Sports.
Okay.
All-Star is our go-to, of course.
Yeah.
It's
inexpensive.
You can find some ridiculous rates right now. So I was looking because if you don't follow us on social and if you're living under a Disney rock, Disney dropped the Lilo and Stitch trailer yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Like the official long form trailer.
Holy moly.
That we didn't think we were getting. You and I had talked about this.
Yeah,
we kind of thought their marketing, they've been quiet.
They've been
now,
real quiet.
This comes out in 2 months. And the marketing has been very, very quiet. I think right now Disney's focus is and isn't on Snow White because they've scaled the Snow White premieres, marketing, everything way back. But I think right now they're worried about is Snow White going to absolutely bomb or not because of all the controversy that's kind of come around it. Of course, from the lead actress, from just everything else. So I think our thought was maybe this will be more of a grassroots guerrilla style marketing. We saw a couple of the teasers like they did with the original Lilo and Stitch,
Which
where
was
he took
wonderful.
over other movies and posters.
Yes.
And, do you think they'll toilet paper the castle again on opening day like they did for the original? Do you remember that? And it wrote, I think they wrote Stitch was here and they toilet papered the castle.
God, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so we'll see. But
I love
we kind of thought that's all we were getting. So we got a full-blown trailer. But I was looking, going, all right, I would love to see this in Disney, obviously, at Disney Springs. So I just looked on May 22nd, which is the day it'll technically open, that Thursday. All-Stars are anywhere from $135 to $155 for the night.
Okay.
A suite, a family suite, at Music is $315 for the night.
Okay.
Which is really, really good. Okay? So All-Stars are a great thing to look at right now, especially if you're on a budget or you're looking for a quick trip, which, of course, Amy with MEI Travel can handle all that for you. So that's what we've been booking.
Yep.
But there's a very important thing that I think you should look at before booking your trip to All-Stars, Rhonda. Don't you agree? What should you look for?
I agree. If you are, how do I say it? You don't want to see a ton of kids that are in sports. Basically.
Yeah, these are the ones. These are the hotels.
These are. And when I say that, I'm talking the cheerleading competitions. There's dance, and there's all kinds of other things. Football.
I mean,
everything. Any sport. And for children.
Yeah.
Like, that go and they, compete other places. This is the go-to where they come, and then they're going to be all around. They're going to be practicing out in the main areas, common areas. They're going to be in the pool all the way up until it closes.
Yeah. And we only say that because for us, we don't care. We've been to those.
Yes, we
right?
have.
With Lacey.
Yes.
But for a lot of folks, this could be semi-detrimental to their vacation. If you have booked this weekend and a lot of times the folks are going to be there starting potentially on a Thursday. They may check out on Monday after the weekend is over, or they may stay several days after to enjoy the parks.
Correct. Especially depending on how far from they're coming.
Right. Oh, for sure. Yeah. If you're coming from across the country for these, just say the cheer nationals, you want to get your time into Disney parks as well.
Absolutely.
So what this means is you just want to keep an eye on calendars and whether an event is going on that weekend or not. You can go to espnwwos.com/events. You can search for dates that you're looking at going. It will tell you, is there cheer nationals, dance nationals, football, basketball, baseball, whatever it may be going on. And know that the All-Stars and Pop Century are most likely going to be a lot more busy those weekends.
Yes.
Now, normally competitions are Friday, Saturday, where everyone is competing. So those days in the parks can sometimes be pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, come Sunday, you only have ones that have made finals usually. So everybody else will go to the parks. And then come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're typically going to be pretty full. Of course, we're batting up against spring breaks starting for the next month or two at Disney now. But it's just something to be aware of. So check that calendar. We had cheer, I believe it was cheer nationals or dance nationals when we were just there.
I thought you said.
Yeah, it might have been. It was trying to read the jackets but again, for us, not an issue. But I can tell you, we had a room facing a pool. So that meant, first of all, that it is well lit there pretty much all night.
Yeah, it is. And even with the blackout curtains, I don't wear a sleep mask, and I didn't like it.
That part was rough. Even with those blackout curtains, their light is creeping through. And, it's a little bit different now. This was right before the time change. So 6:37 a.m., that light is shining through from the sun. But all night long, it is creeping from the outdoor areas because you're facing pretty much a lit pool area. Also, you can expect if you had young ones, you want to get them to sleep early at night. You could have noise coming from there up until 10 p.m. when the pool's closed.
Yes, you can.
So again, something to be aware of. Knowing that we have the opportunity to go to Disney a lot, it obviously doesn't bother us. I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
For us to sit back, just the two of us, don't have our kids with us. Lacey is not in dance this year, so we're not going to any of these. But I love walking through in the morning or in the evening and just these kids are having the time of their life.
They really are. And even in the pool, they weren't that loud. And we're just also those people that we do put on a noise
noise machine.
Thank you. Noise machine that, it doesn't bother us, but just be aware again. And then even sometimes with the noise machine, and the kids mostly try to be respectful, but you get up in the morning or late at night, they're coming back to their room.
But I got to say, it's the noise level and all comes from the fact that you have a bunch of teenage kids there.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from the fact that you have a bunch of rowdy teenage kids there.
Right.
I mean, really, I've not seen it's just kids having fun.
Right.
So if you don't enjoy being around that, then you need to book somewhere else.
Yeah.
But
And I hate to say it, but more of a moderate or deluxe
Most
would
likely.
be up your alley.
Yeah. And this also, not only is the resort busier, so that means, the pool, the noise outside your rooms in the morning and in the evening, especially late after the parks close, you come back. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you want to get a pizza. I don't know who wants to do that at 10 p.m. Some people do.
Jeremy.
Right? So they are going to be slammed.
Mm-hmm.
Every kid is at the food court at 10 p.m. after a full day of nationals or whatever, and they are getting food, and it's going to be nuts.
Because it does stay open till 11, which is really
It does.
good.
Now, one thing, we stayed at Sports about a week after they introduced the artificial intelligence checkout machines.
Yes.
We are happy to report, I think, they were not to be found at All-Star Sports this past weekend.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if they tested them and thought this isn't going to work and the feedback was awful and it didn't work well, or if they said, this is a huge weekend. We can't afford to have a testing system in place.
Right.
What it looked like to me is that they've potentially gotten rid of them.
Yeah.
In general, because there was no remnants of leftover,
Right.
because they simply could have turned them off and covered them up.
Correct.
They were gone. The
Yeah.
tables they were on were gone.
Yeah.
And all those registers were open with cast members.
Yes.
Because if you're trying to still test a system at 10 p.m. at night when it's filled with high school kids, it's just not going to go well.
Well, and you already had cast members there helping you anyways. And that's the whole, I think, unfortunate point is to not have them there.
Correct.
And I mean, yeah.
But that's what people miss.
Oh, 100%.
I didn't really see. It was when I had to fly to Myrtle Beach. The Myrtle Beach airport coming home is filled with these AI machines.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
There's some, I didn't even see people standing around. I mean, it's like, it was literally just a self-contained kiosk that you went, you picked out food, you took it to the AI machine, you checked out and you left. So I'm sure somebody's watching you somewhere, but it was just interesting. And I think in examples of that, this technology can work very, very well.
Right.
This situation, I don't think it was working well, so I am hoping they got rid of it because you want to deal with cast members like Emily.
Yeah.
Who I went down Friday morning to get us some coffees, who was absolutely killing it at the coffee stand there. Just absolutely wonderful. And now obviously she was the one making the coffees, not checking out. But still, if all of a sudden you just went up to a self-serve coffee machine or some weird AI robotic coffee machine, I'd miss that interaction with somebody who's as wonderful as Emily. So just little thought there. All right, we're going to pop into that evening. We ended up or that afternoon, I should say, we ended up at Disney Springs for a very specific reason. What was that, Rhonda?
Lululemon?
In addition to Lululemon, we don't need to discuss your Lululemon obsession. And mine now. I want more of their Disney stuff.
I was thinking, are we going?
I don't know if we're going to make it to Springs this weekend. We're going to try. Because they do have a Banana Foster Dole Whip Sundae now at Swirls on the water.
Yeah.
So we'll probably find a way to go test that out. Only for you guys, though. I don't really want it.
No, we really were there because unfortunately I had this bracelet from Pandora that I wore all the time because it was nice, small, and I didn't have to take it off. And it broke. And when I say it broke, it didn't break at the clasp. It actually broke. So it was I guess what you call like a tennis bracelet.
Yeah.
And it had many on the center, and they were all like rhinestones, and it broke right next to Minnie, and I'm like,
what are the fake diamonds called? Zirconium? Or is that an actual diamond?
I think no,
I can't remember.
zircon-
Anyway, it's
yeah,
filled
something
with
like
if this had real diamonds, this bracelet would cost $15,000. They are not real.
Yeah.
So it's like $100.
Yeah, and I was really sad because I really loved it. So I was like, well, let's just take it back to Pandora and see what happens. So we went to the Springs, and unfortunately, it is discontinued and no longer selling them or anything. But we had a sweet, do you call her a cast member? Because she's at
they work for
Springs,
Pandora.
and they work for Pandora.
Yeah.
But her name was Lexi, and she was super sweet and amazing. And I just was curious. And I mean, we were not those people. We were like, whatever happens.
Yeah. If we walk away empty-handed with a broken bracelet, we walk away empty-handed with a broken
100%.
bracelet. I don't, you bought this over a year ago.
Yeah,
and they do
'cause I
have a
thought it
year
was-
warranty,
I
which
thought
of
it
course you
was-
need to prove that you
Right.
have that. This was well over a year.
And I thought it was, and this is where just time goes by too quick now.
It does.
But anyways, she gave me the opportunity to, they were going to give me some money for the bracelet, and I could use it for basically whatever I wanted in there.
But if they had, let me just say real quick, if they had the same bracelet in stock,
They
it
would've
sounded like they would have just swapped it out for you.
It did. So I was kind of excited
With,
and
like,
sad.
no questions asked and no
Yeah.
receipt and no proof that you bought this at any point in time, which I think is amazing customer service to start.
Yeah.
But they didn't have it.
Nope.
So
No, and it was super funny because I thought I had to get a bracelet, and then I feel like we were just kind of going back and forth until, long story short, it was the only price they could find was like $35, and I could use that towards, and they would put the $35 towards whatever I wanted. So there was a new Lilo and Stitch Pandora charm that I was like, I can use it towards that, and she said yeah. And then she asked if I was a pass holder. So not only did I get my $35, I got my pass holder discount, and my Lilo and Stitch was like $45 or something like that. So
I was so impressed
I was
and blown
too.
away. And,
I was too.
You know, they only gave a $35 credit because even though the bracelet is discontinued, I think they went by the last price, which was on sale for $35.99.
Which I was like, dang, man, because I think
know.
I
I'd
bought
have
it.
bought a couple of them,
Yeah.
right? Just to have them anytime they break, just swap out a new one. But I was just so super impressed. There are major differences between the Pandora store at Disney Springs and the ones that you find in the parks.
Yes.
So that's both from your annual pass holder discount to the way that they're able to deal with things. You'll often see park exclusive charms. You cannot get those at Disney Springs.
Correct.
So when we are looking to purchase Pandora, normally we do it in the parks because there's a better savings and there are more options. But we knew we had to go here to get to the root of this problem. And again, any opportunity that I have to talk about incredible customer service, I will talk about it.
Oh.
Like when your Lululemon Disney bag,
Well-
some stuff started rubbing off. You took it in, and they pretty much replaced it, no questions
And going
asked.
back to that, I will say, if I wasn't buying a park exclusive, or if I wasn't, and I was gonna maybe buy a bracelet or do something, I might look at doing it at the Pandora now, because that's where like all your records, they'll keep them.
Yes.
Just like Lululemon.
Yeah.
When I first bought the bag, it was at EPCOT. And now that I've been buying them at Springs, they have all the records that I've been buying, all the clothes for of course, the Disney clothes. And if something did happen, it is going to be a lot easier for me to go in and exchange or get new or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So just something we wanted to share.
Yep.
We're gonna focus on EPCOT and potential rope drop scenarios, but we did get a chance that Thursday evening to go to Hollywood Studios, and it was wonderful because we just did whatever we wanted.
Yeah,
Which was really
fun.
nice. We didn't have a plan. We kind of put our phones away. We did Star Tours. We grabbed their strawberry hibiscus soda on tap from Baseline. We walked through Galaxy's Edge
At night.
At
This
night,
was really cool.
which is just beautiful, and we hadn't done in so long. Towards the end of the night, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway wasn't a long wait, so we headed over that way. Like, it was just
after we
great.
watched that like fun thing that they do.
Yeah,
with
they
the
do that
movies.
little the little show, the movie. I can't remember what it's called right now. The movie Spectacular, and it's mostly it's just clips of all a bunch of live action.
But
It's the
just
most random collection ever.
But they do it so well.
Oh, it's so good.
So
It's
good.
everything from Mary Poppins to The Rocketeer, Indiana Jones, Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars, like live action Beauty and the Beast. So many things. There was like nobody there. We were pretty much front row looking at Chinese
it was
theater.
Funny. There was
Nobody knew it was happening. Also, in the on the app, it said it was starting, I believe, that night at 8:30.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
And it started at 8. So we kind of happened upon it because we were thinking about doing Phantasmic
Yes.
until we needed something to eat. Me,
Jeremy needed something to eat.
thought, what a great time for pizza, right? It's always a good time for pizza.
And we were at Springs. We should have got Pizza Ponte.
I know, but I was like, we'll go to Hollywood Studios. You know what? We'll go to Pizza Rizzo.
Oh yeah.
So to tell you
Talk
how
about
often
that.
we go to Pizza Rizzo, we do not. because it closes at 5 o'clock every day. We showed up at like 8 o'clock to a blacked out building, and I was like, oh no, like what are our options now? So I started looking, and I'm like, look, we're coming back next weekend. Maybe after the last Blue October show, one of the nights, we can skyline over and maybe see Phantasmic or whatever. We'll see it another time. I want some pizza. So I was like, let's do some rides. We'll get out of here. We'll go back to the hotel. But I thought, why don't they do grab-and-go pizza slices throughout the parks? It can be that.
You mean like?
It can be that resort pizza, whatever. It can be Pizza Rizzo, where you go to these kiosks and you can get yourself a churro,
right,
or a Mickey pretzel,
right,
have
or
one of those levels,
turkey leg,
or turkey leg. Have one of those levels in that hot box. Be individual slices of pizza. They could be the monster slices that they sell at the resorts for absurd amounts. Like that would be so great to grab and go pizza. So it was my thought. Also, because I am so financially responsible, when we did go back to All-Star Sports Food Court, I did not get the monster slice, which is $11.79, right? It is the size of a quarter large pizza. It's a half of a whole, right? For an entire pizza, the full large pizza, pepperoni is $21.99. So for $10 more, you get 4 times the amount of pizza. I mean, that's just math. Why would you not go for the whole pizza? So
you're lucky we can drive and
but
bring
here's
it
the thing.
home
I ate half of it that night.
Which you probably should.
Which is way too much, and I should not be doing that anymore, and I'm working on it. But I ate half of it that night. So I already got our money's worth. Okay. Right? And at that point, anything extra was bonus pizza.
Okay.
So I'm just throwing that out there for everyone so they know. But all right, let's talk about EPCOT and a couple of rope drop strategies and ideas. Now that Cosmic Rewind is on a standby queue.
Yes.
So our thought was Friday morning.
This is Jeremy's thought, by the way.
Yeah, it was my thought. Rhonda wanted to sleep in. I said no. No, so Friday morning is like, let's get up. We got to check out of the room. We're only here for a night. We'll get everything packed up, and let's go do early entry rope drop at EPCOT and do Cosmic Rewind. And let's see what's happening. And I started thinking about it, and I was texting with Lucy, and I was like, yeah, I think we might do Cosmic Rewind. And then I realized, you know what? Everybody's doing that, and it's all over social media. If you want to know what it's like to rope drop Cosmic Rewind, just go to a Disney group on Facebook. Go to Twitter and search for it.
Okay.
Go to Instagram. Like, everybody's talking about it and what it takes. So I thought, let's do the opposite. Let's see how much we can do while everyone else is potentially doing Cosmic Rewind. So that's what we did. So I took notes of every moment in time during that morning. So I'm going to go through them real quick, and then we'll talk about whether we think this is a good option, whether we think rope dropping Cosmic is, where lightning lanes may fit in.
And we can also talk about Rachel too, because she did just the day before.
Correct. Yes. We have some information from the day before from Rachel, and I have some info from the day of from a Twitter user. Then yes, I will always call it Twitter. I'm never calling it X. Left Resort at 7:35 a.m.
Aren't y'all proud of me?
I'm very proud of you. And you were ready. It was almost like that morning at Universal. You were up at like 5:30, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, I want to rest. So we left the resort at 7:35, and we were entering basically the gate area where you will pay for parking, whatever, at 7:45.
Okay.
Now we were driving.
Yes.
If you would like to enter there at 7:45 and you're using bus transportation, allow 15 minutes to get there and at least 15 minutes for you to wait for that bus. So at that point, if you want to show up at 7:45 on the bus to that area, you should be at the bus stop at your resort probably no later than 7:10, 7:15 in the morning. Okay? I think that's fair. We parked at 7:48. It was pretty dead at this time for cars coming in.
Oh my gosh, we were
in the second row or something,
yeah, it was
right?
crazy.
It was nuts, like towards the front.
Yeah.
It was awesome. We reached the security gate at 7:51, and we were at the turnstile. Again, right through security, we were at the turnstile at 7:54. So what they're going to do is line everybody up as you come through the turnstiles to check in with your ticket or band or whatever to the right.
Yep.
Everybody's going there.
Yep.
And there's basically going to be 3 lines. It's kind of a cluster at the end, but at the front, they start to rope off 3 lines. To the left, you're, for the most part, going to head towards Cosmic. The middle, you can go straight. I don't
Right.
know. Maybe you want to rope drop the Walt statue, right? A Dreamer's Point. I don't know. To the right is going to take you over to the land.
Yes.
So we got in that right one, and that line started moving at 7:56. At the end of those ropes is where they have cast members, and they are doing your early entry scan to make sure that you do have a reservation at a Disney resort.
But they're only scanning one person in the party.
Yes, and asking
And
how many
asking
are
how
in
many.
your party. Now,
How many are you allowed?
well, see, I don't know, and somebody probably knows this information that's smarter than me.
Thought 8.
Well, no, I believe what they could be doing is that they scan your ticket, they look at it, and it says that reservation is for 2 people. You say, well, I have 2 people, and they go through. I'm not 100% sure what would happen if your reservation popped up and it said 2 people and you said I have 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure about that, but they're only scanning one band or ticket to get you through. So that was at 7:58. At 8:01, we went towards the land.
Yeah.
And they're going to stop you basically right there at Communicore Hall area.
Yeah.
In between that and the Seas with Nemo or Journey to Water kind of area. They're going to stop you there and you're going to gather. If you are headed the direction of this way, there are not a lot of people gathering.
No, there's not.
Not a lot at all. The only reason we had
starting
even
to get
more
more,
people
though.
is because there was a senior class band trip
Yes, there
there
was.
that had like a dozen or so
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
So we're there at 8:01. There's a security guard and there's a cast member there. So we had the security guard, John, and the cast member, Allie, was standing there. John was awesome. He's been
Yeah.
working for Disney for 19 years.
Yeah.
He used to drive the monorail back when you actually drove it. Now everything is automated, basically. If you were wondering, I mean, I knew this out of park, but I didn't necessarily know in the park. So out of park, the monorail can go 40 miles per hour.
Huh.
Within the park, like when you're going through EPCOT, it goes to 20. All of this is computer controlled. Obviously, it still has a
That's
captain, driver, whatever in there in case they need to take over manual controls, but they no longer actually drive them.
Wow.
So, and our friend Chris, and listener, it's come to a bunch of the meetups and
Yeah,
all.
I love
He works the monorail. He gets to drive them or whatever they call it. I'd love to sit next time with him and ask him more questions
Yeah,
about it
yeah.
and just get all those details. So everybody's waiting. We know about 8:30 is when they should go ahead and let you in. And Allie is entertaining the crowd.
Yeah.
John's entertaining the crowd. Like, you know, it was just cool. He asked the band, he's like, where are you guys from? And they said, I think they were from St. Louis or something. And he's like, you guys seniors? They said, yeah. He's like, oh, me too, but I'm a different kind of senior. And like,
Yeah,
he's
that
cracking
was-
jokes
it
the
was
whole
cute,
time. He's
yeah.
working the crowd. Then Allie, so people didn't get restless, did the ABC game. Mm-hmm. So she said, we're going to start with A. Just yell out a Disney character's name that starts with A. Let's see if we can get to Z.
Yeah.
So she's going through the alphabet. People are yelling them out. When, I would say, for me at least, when you're put on the spot for something like that, my whole brain just goes blank.
Yeah.
Every single letter, I'm like, I don't know that there is a character with that. Meanwhile, people are just rattling them off. Like, I went to trivia last night, and one of the questions came up, and the category was Marvel. And I'm just like, oh
no.
Because I'm just like, I may know it, but I feel so much pressure that I'll draw a blank. So the question was basically, who is Norman Osborn's alter ego? It's the Green Goblin.
Oh, yeah.
So I knew
and
that
it was St.
immediately.
Patty's,
And it was
like-
St. Patrick's Day, so that was their
Green.
way of saying green. But anyway, so I knew that right away, so I felt good. But I hate the pressure of them.
Now, did anybody else know it?
Jimmy did, but I got like the answer in before him because it was funny. We're all sitting there, and our friends Jimmy and Callie are there, Rob, Tina, and me, because Rhonda was working, like she always does. She works a lot. Thank you. No, so immediately they say Marvel, and Callie turns to Jimmy, and she's like, "Oh, you've got this one," and I'm just like, "I'm gonna stay quiet." Like nobody looked at me. Like Jeremy probably knows Marvel. I was just like, "Okay, I'm just gonna be quiet." And he was like, "You know, what is the alter ego of Norman Goblin?" I'm like, "Green Goblin." I think everybody heard me. Basically, I was so excited I had an answer right because I couldn't get anything else. Like, by the way, do you know the number one fast food chain in Ireland? Because
I
we
don't
decided
know.
that it wasn't the simplest answer, and we went with something else. But it is McDonald's.
Oh, I didn't know if there was a McDonald's in Ireland. Like,
Well, yeah, they're all over the world. But and he was basically, he's like, I think he actually said American-based fast food chain is the most popular in Ireland. We're like, McDonald's, but there's no way it's that. That's way too easy because no questions are that easy. It was. Do you know the second most sold beer at stores and pubs next to Guinness? It is not an Irish beer. Yeah, it is not an Irish beer. We did not get this one, but I'm mad we didn't. It is a, I guess, British beer, Heineken. Heineken is the second most sold beer in Ireland.
And even
at
Heineken
pubs
Zero
and
now.
stuff. Yeah. And I was like, well, they offer Heineken Zero at Rose and Crown. I understand they do that property wide, but that should have popped on my radar, and it never did. I forget what we said, but it wasn't that.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, 8:27, Allie gets a call on the radio, says, let these people in.
Yep. And she moves out of the way.
She
But
moves
says,
out of the
don't
way.
run.
Yeah. This is not the time to have a stroller, by the way, because you're going to have to go park your stroller before entering the land
Yes.
unless you have a handicap placard.
Correct.
So that's 8:27. We are moving briskly. We are not running because we are responsible adults. Mm-hmm. And everybody's being very responsible, to be honest.
100%.
We got a group of a dozen band seniors in front of us, but we head straight to Soren. That queue, we get there at 8:29 and the queue opens at 8:30. Mm-hmm. There, of course, is no posted wait at that time. We enter the pre-show. We get to see Patrick at 8:37. We are on the ride by 8:39. After this, I was unaware because I didn't do my research. Living with the Land is not part of the early entry attractions. So we could not do Living with the Land. Instead, we headed right over to Seas with Nemo. We entered the queue at 8:52 with no one else, and we were on the ride by 8:54. Then, because the time we got out, Living was just about to open, but I thought that wait isn't going to be much. Regular park is opening. Let's go to Spaceship Earth.
Yeah.
Because it's possible people that don't know better are going to come in, see the first attraction, and get in it. So we arrive at Spaceship Earth queue at 9:04. We are on the ride at 9:04 because it is a straight walk-on. From there, we head back. Now, this is a little bit of backtracking to Living with the Land, and we're in that queue by 9:26, on the ride by 9:28. It's a little longer ride. So at 9:43, we decided to take a bathroom break. Yep. Right there. From there, we went over to Figment. Why? Because we're researching. We got in the queue at 9:49. We were on the ride at 9:51. When I stepped off of there at 10:11, I checked, and the Remy queue was posted at 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. So we walked over, and we got in the... I'm sorry. It was posted at 45 minutes when we got off at about 10:something. We were in the Remy queue by 10:11 with it posted at 45, and we were on the ride by 10:45.
Yep.
So we step off that ride. It's about 11 a.m., right? This is 2 hours after official park opening, 2.5 after early entry.
You looked at Frozen, and I think
it was 45 minutes when we left the Remy queue. By the time we got about 5 minutes out and we were leaving France, I looked again and it was 65.
Right.
So we decided to skip it.
Because
and we did
then
a few more
at this
flower and
point,
garden items.
We were going to be hungry.
Yes. So at this point, we have done Soren. We've done Living with the Land. We've done Spaceship Earth. We've done Journey into Imagination with Figment. And we have done Ratatouille. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, on the other side of the park, the folks that went to Cosmic Rewind, Rachel, the day before, about 30 minutes to get in.
Mm-hmm. Which is not bad,
It's not
actually.
bad at all. It's incredible. Remind me to go back to my point, though, about the 30-minute wait, okay?
Okay.
30 minutes. So she was getting off, I think she said, by like 9:05 or something, right? With an 8:30 early entry. Then somebody on Twitter was telling me that they did the same thing. They did Cosmic, about 30 minutes. They then hightailed it to Frozen, and Frozen wait was about 30 minutes. So, compared to what we did, compared to what that person did, they knocked out Cosmic Rewind and Frozen earlier than we were able to do all of these. So that's where it starts to come to the discussion, which is better to do.
Right.
What we feel is that, and we're going to talk, you don't want to spend an extra dime. You don't want to pay for single pass. You don't want to pay for multi-pass, right?
Right.
I would suggest with early entry, you get there about when we got there. You line up on the left side and you go rope drop Cosmic.
Yeah.
From Cosmic, you go straight to Frozen and you do that.
Okay.
From there, you could check the wait times for Remy, and that might be an opportunity. Because here's the thing. Outside of Soren, outside of the time of year with spring break and all, in general, your wait times are not going to be extraordinary for Figment, Nemo, Spaceship Earth, or Living with the Land.
Right.
Those aren't priorities.
Yeah.
Those are, we can hit them pretty much any time of the day, most likely, without having to buy multi-pass or anything.
Right.
Cosmic, Frozen, and Remy, not so much.
Right.
You're going to have to spend the money if you want to shorten your wait time. So you probably could knock out every ride at EPCOT without paying an extra dime, 1, 2 o'clock. And then you have the rest of the day to enjoy food and drink and shows and
or
whatever
park
else
hop.
you want, right? Or park hop somewhere else. So that would be our suggestion, is the rope drop Cosmic. Now, the alternative to that is, I don't mind spending a little money.
Mm-hmm.
I want to knock out as much as early as we can. You, at 7 days out, because you're already on property, you purchase a Cosmic single lane, right?
Right.
You purchase Lightning Lane single pass. You then rope drop, probably head all the way to Frozen. If you are coming from the International Gateway, you're going to do Remy, right?
Okay.
You're only spending that extra money right now on Cosmic.
Right.
So you're going to look at starting at one of those two and then hitting the second one afterwards. So
Okay.
your International Gateway, go to Remy, then Frozen. If you're coming from the front, go to Frozen, then Remy. You have a Cosmic Rewind for whatever time you got it.
Nice.
And at that point, you may want to look at trying to get your Cosmic close to lunch or early afternoon, because you don't want it at that point at 9:30 a.m. when you're trying to
Right.
get between Remy and Frozen.
Right.
After you've done those, again, you can head over to Soarin'. You can do all these. The ultimate option, if you don't mind spending that extra money, would be to single pass Cosmic, then do multi-pass. And for multi-pass, because, in that multi-pass experience, they have the tiers. So from group 1, you can select either Frozen, Remy, or Soarin'. And then from group 2 is everything else.
Okay.
So we'll kind of look at the same idea. You've purchased for Cosmic, you don't have to worry about that. And then if you still, like Rachel does, which also if you've gone enough, you're not worried about other rides. Rachel rope dropped Cosmic, rode it, also got single lane, rode it, so she had single pass, so she rode it twice in a day with only a minimal wait one time.
Nice.
Right? So what I would probably do, again, depending on where you're starting, if you're starting at the front of park, you have that Cosmic single pass, I would go ahead and book from your tier 1 Remy's, because you're going to rope drop Frozen. If you're starting International Gateway, Cosmic single pass, I would go ahead and book book Frozen and rope drop Remy's.
Okay.
Then again, you go to the front of park for everything else. As soon as you're done either one of those, go ahead and trade it for a Soarin', because that's going to be the next longest wait.
Mm-hmm.
From there, you just pick whatever you want, because nothing else is going to really be awful.
Right. Right.
How did you, I know I've been yapping a lot because I got the notes and the things running through my head. How did you feel about the whole morning as, let's just say, we don't go all the time, or no, let's just say, okay, we do go all the time, which we do.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about doing that, knowing that we go all the time and we've ridden Cosmic Rewind 50 times now? Did you like our strategy, or would you have rather still rope drop Cosmic Rewind?
No, I thought it was fun for obviously all this research.
Yeah.
But after the research and even talking with Rachel,
Let's say we were going to do it this weekend.
I would rope drop Cosmic.
You'd rope drop Cosmic,
I
even though we've
would.
ridden it so many times.
Yeah.
Knowing we could probably still hit at least
Because-
Living, Figment, Spaceship Earth, and Seas with Nemo
Yes.
with minimal weights.
Right. And I think that's why, because I would probably want to try to do the exact same thing that you said the Twitter person did,
Yeah.
which was rope drop Cosmic. And as soon as we're done with Cosmic, walk briskly over to Frozen Ever After
Yeah.
and do that. Remy, I don't care as much.
Well, you could just do single rider on Remy, right? You excited for
No.
that one? You want to do single rider? You want to sit
No.
with a stranger and be sloshed side to side?
And then not
You're
only
gonna
that,
you're going to touch. You're
yeah,
gonna touch
and then
the
not
person.
only that, I have to close my eyes and they think I'd be a freak.
Yeah, because you got to close
those
your eyes during
screens,
parts.
I
Yeah.
can't do.
Well, you didn't have your patch on.
Right, when I don't have my patch on. So, and the ride to me is not as fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and me either, because I'm like, did you see that? Oh, no, you have your eyes closed. You didn't.
But like, Cosmic is fun and I enjoy that. I do love when I get a good song. It sucks when I don't.
And that back row, baby. Well, that's the one I feel like we choose now.
No,
Dude,
not
that back
without my
row is
patch,
fun.
man.
No, without your patch. No, with patch.
Yeah.
We're back rowing it.
It's funny.
And another option I didn't mention is you don't have to buy the single pass and multi-pass. If you're just going to buy the multi-pass and book either that Frozen or Remy and rope drop, you couldn't rope drop the other one, but you could rope drop Cosmic, then immediately hit one of the other two.
Yeah.
So, you could rope drop Cosmic and Frozen, book multi-pass for Remy and whatever other two you wanted. To be careful, I feel like Frozen is going to be gone before Remy, and I haven't done the data or research behind it. I know it's out there. So
before Remy.
As far as lightning lanes, multi-pass goes, if you want to select your second, you know what I mean? If you trade one in, you ride a ride and you get to select another, I think you're going to have a better option of picking up Remy than Frozen. So you might want to rope drop Cosmic, have multi-pass for Remy so you can rope drop Frozen regardless of which one you're coming in. Okay. It's just my thought. Okay. Because you would hate to... Does that make sense?
Not to me, but I just follow you.
Okay.
Hopefully to everybody else that's listening.
I think it did. But anyway, now, as a new guest or someone who hadn't been there a lot, and I know it's hard to tell because you'd have to put yourself in this mind space, do you think what strategy would you want to do, do you think? Do you want to pay the extra money and relax a little bit? Do you want to rope drop? Do you think that'd be too stressful for the average park goer to try and nail this, right?
I will say, as far as then that goes, yes, I would, if I had the money, and we did mention it because Rachel had, we thought about buying the Lightning Lane, but you went to check and they were all gone.
Sold out. We're going to try and line up with her and go with her and her mom.
I would have done that and just bought single pass for Cosmic because there's a lot of people going and it's close and it's just nice if you had that and you could rope drop Frozen where there's still going to be a lot of people, but it's not going to be as chaotic to me and it will be a little more relaxed. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I agree in this situation. Even if you don't want to spend extra money, I would budget for the Cosmic Rewind single pass. $17, $18 or whatever. I know family of 4, you're still close to $100.
And then if you get more than 4, family of 4 is the minimum sometimes.
I know it is. And it's sometimes, but it's also fairly standard. Yeah. I think that's a pretty average family is a family of 4. So, I think that's a scenario where you do go, we're going to save some money on breakfast by using vacation grocery delivery and having stuff delivered to the room so that we can eat in the morning. We can make up our $80 for that, just by eating in the room in the morning or packing snacks or whatever it may be. We're going to allot some dining funds for very specific things, that we know we need, whether it's a Mickey ice cream sandwich or bar or a pretzel or a certain dining or character experience. I think you can still move some money around in your budget where paying for the single pass is 100% worth it. And you're going to really be able to, do a lot in your day at EPCOT. Now, what we'll plan to do over the course of the next several months and year is start to look at this at some other parks. We're not big on strategies because we don't have everything driven by data. There's plenty of folks that do that much better than we could, and so we let them.
Yeah, 100%.
But we do believe in real life experiences.
Yes.
So to be honest, while I didn't know that Living with the Land was not part of early entry, I kind of specifically didn't look up what was available.
Okay.
So that we could experience it firsthand like a lot of park goers are going to do.
Okay.
So we are trying to do some things the way that park goers would. For example, this weekend, I know not everyone cares about Blue October, but that's the shows we're going to. We're going to test some stuff out. We are getting, for the first time ever, we're doing our dining package for the 8 p.m. show. So we're going to see what it takes to line up for that first show at 5:30.
Yeah.
We're going to see what it would take what the lines look like for the 6:45 show. And then what it looks like as we have our dining package, tickets or guaranteed seating for the 8 p.m. show. We want to do that as though regular park goers do because we're far, obviously, from regular park goers, but that is the majority of people that listen and the majority of people that go to Disney. So that's what we're going to try and do. Of course, at any time, if you want us to test something out for you, we would be more than happy to.
Absolutely.
Unless it is something like testing out, a 3-bedroom suite at the Grand Flow or testing out a VIP tour, which we still are going to do at some point.
Yeah.
We're going to have a group of 10 of us, and we are going to do the VIP tour amongst 10 of us at some point so we can split the cost. And now, if you're willing to pay for the 3-bedroom suite at the Grand Flow, we will gladly test it out for you. But we are going to test out Theme Park View at the Contemporary in the main tower, though, on Sunday night. So I'm super excited about that.
Me too.
Spending the other 2 nights, Friday and Saturday, at Pop Century. It has been a minute
I'm excited
since we've
for
stayed
that.
there. So that's very exciting. And yeah, if you want all that information, of course, you got to hit subscribe. You'll get all this information with brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you do want the latest theme park news, all of Central Florida and more, like, Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, go to mainstmagic.com. We're going to have an article for it. John is incredible, and he most likely is, well, not most likely, he is on top of it.
Yes,
so make sure you check out mainstmagic.com. And if you are ready for that next trip, of course, no matter where you want to go, our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today. And then, of course, while you're out there doing all this fun stuff, we would be super thankful if you could please go out and leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.